Hi everybody, welcome, and on to one of the subjects is one of my little nemesis. It's pigments and dyeing of your parts in the mould. Now, I've gone through a lot of stages over the last year or so, swapping and changing around with different colours and using different products. And this video hopefully is the end of the road. Because I've found a product that is really good. So, quick run through where it all started. We started with the Vallejo Mod Air. Not Mod Air. It's the model colour. We was using that directly into the mould, into the plaster. Good results, but the problem was it did make your actual moulds dirty. And there's a lot of mucking about cleaning. Then I moved on to the actual pigments, which, don't get me wrong, pigments are fantastic. If that's what you've got, they will do the job brilliantly. But when you're looking at nearly £4.50 plus your shipping on one little tub, I don't even think there's about 30 grams in there, 35 mils, not even, or 1.18 fluid ounces. Not a great deal you get for your money, and if you're casting a lot, you need a lot, and it starts working out expensive. Then I moved on to the actual mortar toner. Now, this is really for the building industry. It's a very coarse sandy dye that is introduced into cements and things like that. Don't get me wrong, brilliantly does the job, but it does still have a couple of little downfalls. It is quite coarse, and it does cause a few problems, especially when you're doing things like slates, things like that, things you have to plate down. The coarseness is a bit of an issue, and I end up having to go over to the actual pigment, black pigment, to actually do my slates with, which isn't a very good thing. Now, I discovered a little company on eBay, and to be honest with you, they're not too far away from me in Peterborough. They're actually in Cambridgeshire, and they are doing pigments, but for cement, as you can probably read on there, for house pointing, brickwork, cement, and everything else. Now, the difference being their pigments, they're going to be almost the same as what we've got in these tubs, but a better quality. And these are used basically in the industry for people who make block paving, all number of things these are used for. I could go on forever telling you what they're actually used for, but I won't. So I decided I'll order some. Now, in the background there, that is the first one that I ordered, the York Buff. I've already been through 1 kilo, that's my 2nd kilo. Excellent stuff. It does work really well, and I've decided now, I ordered a load of samples of them because I'm going to change over to all of them. And as you can see, these are all soft pigments, they're not coarse, and I think you can just about see that in there. They are nice soft pigments. So I'm going to run a little bit of an experiment because I need now to get a red. The black is, well, that's a no-brainer really, because black is black, and you can use black to do greys or take it right down to black. But the experiment is that I'm going to run is, because they've got so many different variants of their reds. They've got red, they've brick red, they've got terracotta, they've got plum, they've got strong red. Then we go into the oranges and the light browns. In the back here we've got some buffs, which I don't think I'll be using, but I will cast them to see what sort of colour comes out. We've got a charcoal, and we've got a strong black, and also we've got sage green. A little bit of a strange one, sage green, but green is the colour of concrete, and it was just me. I thought myself, well, I'll order a sage green and see what that comes out like cast for concrete items. So the plan is, at the present moment, I am using a mix when I'm mixing the dye with my plaster, or casting powder should I say. I'm not doing it by the ratio of the plaster, I'm doing it by the ratio of water. So I'm using 1 teaspoon at the moment to 10 mils of water. I know that is going to be too much for these pigments, because the buff I'm already at the moment using half a teaspoon to 10 mils, so it's half the amount to this one. So I'm going to run an experiment now. I'm going to cast out some bricks using all these different colours. We'll have a look at the shading, or the toning of it should I say, because I will keep them separate in separate tubs, so we can have a look, because then I can make a decision on which one I'm actually going to go for. I may even go for a couple actually, especially for bricks, especially the loose sort of like German frog bricks where you do have various tones. At the moment I'm doing reviews on some 1/24th scale moulds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 1/24th mould for the bricks. They're going to be slightly larger, so I can actually see easier the colour variation. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what this video is all about. So I'm not going to sit and bore you with running through casting each one. I'm going to go off, I'm going to cast these out. I should come back with parts and we'll have a look at the different colours. Now I've been busy, I've cast out every one of these colours, even the ones that I said I weren't going to do, just for the sheer fact is that I had them and I thought I would just give them a chance. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ones that I'm eliminating, I'm not going to be using. So I'm going to put you on pause and we'll go down and I'll run through the reasons why I'm not going to be using them. Right, we're going to start with the buffs, and you may already see the ones I'm going to discard. To start off with, the actual buff itself, it's too yellow, it's just too much of a bright yellow, so I won't be ordering that one. The deep buff, well, to me it's a little bit too orange, so I won't be ordering that one. The one that I'm sticking to that I did order, which I am using, and that is the York buff. If we go to that is the York buff, so that's the one I'm sticking to. Moving along, if we can do this without too much aggravation. Moving along now, the strong black. Now that was the one that I had my money on, that I was actually going to order and start to use, and I wasn't actually even going to do the charcoal, but I decided to do the charcoal as well on some slabs. And the strong black and the charcoal, as you can see, the strong black comes out as grey with one level spoon, and the one level spoon on the charcoal virtually black, meaning that the charcoal one is a lot stronger than the strong black. So that is going to be another one that I'm going to be discarding. I'm going to go for the charcoal. Simple reason is half a teaspoon and we get this real dark colour. That means that I can vary it by just cutting down to a quarter or even a half of a teaspoon to get the different shades of grey that you require for different bits and pieces. So the strong black is out and the charcoal is in, so we've got the buff and the charcoal. Moving along, we have actually got now the sage green. Now this is another one that's I really do like, and which I will be ordering for doing concretes. This is done again with just the 1/2 teaspoon, and that's come out pretty strong. With that as well, that can be altered just by cutting down the amount that's actually put into your cast. So the sage green is another one that I will be ordering, so we've got 3 altogether. Now we're going to turn our attention to, I'll move that out of the way, the actual brick colours, and I'll put you on pause, I'll lift you up and we'll take a look at the brick colours. Now moving on to the actual ones that I really sort of based this on, and that was the brick colours. And a little bit disappointing because some of the colours that I thought would come through really nice didn't, and the rank outsiders that I didn't think would be much cop came out good. Now starting down this end, I know this is a bit of an outside one. This is a light brown. Now yet again, everything is done with just 1 leveled ½ teaspoon, so the colours can be varied. Now this one has turned out pretty well. This one you can get, by just cutting the amount down, you can get that buffy colour that is in some of the bricks, which I do like. So maybe one that I will be keeping. Now moving on to these 3. Now there's not much difference in these 3, and that is the plum, which is here. We have got a little bit more colour. The strong red, I thought the strong red would come out as red, but we're getting this sort of well, it's more like a plummy colour right the way through, and the red brick, which is the one at the end here. And looking at them now, they are virtually there's only a very, very subtle tonage between the 3, and that was a little bit disappointing really, because I would have thought the brick red would have come through sort of like a little bit stronger, but it hasn't. So what I'm going to do now, I'll move these out of the way and I'll move the last 3 in that are all in the running. Okay, we move on to the last 3. Now this is the strong, no sorry, this is the red. We have the terracotta in the middle, and believe it or not, we have the orange on the outside. And yet again, I will state that they're being cast exactly the same with a level ½ teaspoon of the dye. Now the strong red and the terracotta, it may not show up on camera, but there is quite a big difference between the 2. The terracotta to me is more brick colour. The red as well is on the brick colour as well. And moving on right to the far end here is the orange. Now there's a lot of orange in the bricks, and this again, this can be varied when you're actually sort of casting your bricks, because what I'm looking for is being able to find a dye that I can just put a full teaspoon, ½ teaspoon, ¼ teaspoon, and get them different shades of reds. So when they're mixed together, you've got them different colours, especially for hardcore, should I say, or rubble, where you really need the bricks to individually stand out with their own colours. So I've decided that I'm going to go for these 3 to actually do my bricks with. So we've got the orange, the terracotta and the red, and that's it. But what we'll do now, I'll just come back and we'll have a quick look at the whole thing. So there we go, a little experiment set on 1 measurement all the way through, and I'm quite happy with the results, and I'm really am happy with what I've ended up with. I've ended up with the colours I feel are the closest we can get to real bricks and the real colouring of different items. Now if you are interested in purchasing these particular materials, well, the actual dyes, I will put a link in the description box. This is a seller on eBay, so you can go across there and have a look. He's got a very, very wide range of pigments, different colours. There's loads of other colours there that I felt wasn't quite right for what I was going to be using them for. All in all, I'm quite happy. I'm happy with the quality of the pigments because they're nice soft powders. they mix nice. I have got no issues with them, so I think my looking for a good quality pigment has now come to an end, and this is what I'm settling for, and I'm quite happy. The only one thing to do now is I'm going to throw all these bricks in together and have a look and see what they actually look like when they're mixed up. So I'm going to put you on pause, I'm going to do that, and then we'll have a quick look at that, and then we'll end the video. Now I've mixed them colours together. To me personally, there's a little bit too much orange in there. Probably I would tone the orange, bring it down a little bit, and not put so many in. But all in all, it gives a nice mix, nice different variants of colour there, which I'm quite happy with, which would really stand out on a diorama. Once they've been sort of given a wash of some shape, size, or even a black pigment, rolled in a black pigment before you actually use them, just to bring them colours, just to take the edge off them colours, I think they will be spot on, and I'm more than happy with that. And that is probably going to be my mix, especially for my bricks that will be used for hardcore, well, not hardcore should I say, for rubble. This is going to probably be my mix from now on. But like I say, a slight down on the orange ones. There is a little bit too much orange there for me, but the rest of them I'm quite happy with. So I hope this little video has been of some help on helping you get your colours and picking your colours, should I say. But please, if you do go to this website, please don't let my views influence you. You pick the colours that you feel are right for you. But all I'm doing this video for is that they're a good quality pigment. The colours and that can be varied, and the price is a good sensible price at a kilo. I think it's about £8 a kilo, which is, everything is based down on money these days, and getting the best value for your pound or your dollar is the aim in life, especially with the modelling at the moment. So all I can do now is say thank you very much. Hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Until then.